Windows didn't just evolve, it exploded into an entire ecosystem. Today, we're covering every Windows version ever released, each in its own quick section, from Windows 1.0 all the way to Windows 11, plus every NT, server, mobile, embedded, and cancelled version along the way. Windows 1.0, 1985. The not really an OS, a graphical layer on top of MS-DOS that required a mouse almost nobody owned. Slow, clunky, and widely disliked, but it planted the seed. Windows 2.0, 1987. Overlapping windows. Up to 256 colors, more usable but still limited. The first hint that Windows could become mainstream. Windows 2.1, 1988. The first Windows that required a hard drive. A big step toward real operating system expectations. Windows 3.0, 1990. The breakthrough. Icons, smoother multitasking, CD-ROM support, sound, and iconic games like Minesweeper that secretly trained the world to use a mouse. Windows 3.1, 1992. TrueType fonts, drag and drop, and massive stability upgrades. This is where Windows felt real. Windows 3.11, 1993. Networking capabilities added, businesses start taking Windows seriously. Windows 3.2, 1993. China-only update to 3.1, small but historically important. Windows NT 3.1, 1993. A brand new architecture, the father of all modern Windows versions, completely separate kernel from DOS-based releases. Windows NT 3.5, 1994. Faster, more stable, better enterprise support. Windows NT 3.51, 1995. Fine-tuned NT, an important bridge before NT 4.0. Windows 95, 1995. A cultural explosion. Start menu, taskbar, plug and play, USB in later updates. This version made Windows mainstream. Windows NT 4.0, 1996. NT Guts plus Windows 95 look, way more stable than consumer Windows at the time. Windows 98, 1998. Built for the internet era and buggy enough that the memes practically wrote themselves. Windows 98 Second Edition, 1999. The fixed version of 98 more stable and widely used. Windows 2000 NT 5.0. A business-grade OS. Strong, reliable, professional, but ironically shipped with embarrassing security flaws despite the marketing. Windows Millennium Edition, 2000. Nicknamed Mistake Edition. Introduced System Restore, but also introduced constant crashes. The last DOS-based Windows. Windows XP, 2001. Legendary, fast, colorful, stable, and powered by NT. One of the most beloved Windows versions ever. Lived forever because it just worked. Windows Server 2003, a solid NT-based server OS powering early data centers and websites. Windows Vista 2007, ambitious but disaster-prone. Beautiful aero glass, ruined by hardware issues, performance drops, and aggressive DRM. Windows Server 2008, R2. A huge leap in enterprise stability, virtualization, and security. Windows 7, 2009. The redemption of Vista. Smooth, stable, beautiful, and so loved that people stayed on it for over a decade. Windows 8, 2012. Microsoft's tablet obsession goes too far. Start menu deleted, start screen introduced. Users furious. Windows 8.1, 2013. The sorry, here's the start button back update. Better, but the damage was done. Windows Server 2012. Modernized server features, better virtualization, new NT improvements. Windows 10, 2015. The Great Reset. A hybrid of 7 and 8, designed to run everywhere. Laptops, desktops, tablets, even Xbox. Windows Server 2016, 2019, 2022. The modern backbone of enterprise computing, cloud-ready, secure, scalable. Windows 10 Mobile, 2015, 2019. The final attempt at Windows phones. Beautiful UI, but arrived too late to compete. Windows 11, 2021. Modern, polished, centered taskbar, new design language, stronger hardware requirements, and a focus on gaming and productivity. The current flagship version. Embedded IoT Windows versions. Windows CE. A lightweight mini Windows built for handhelds, car systems, and early smart devices. Windows Mobile 5 to 6.5. Microsoft's stylus-driven smartphone OS designed for business phones before the touchscreen era. Windows Phone 7 to 8.1. A fast, tile-based smartphone OS with beautiful UI, but not enough apps to compete. Windows 10 Mobile. A modern Windows Core phone OS with desktop mode, Continuum, that still couldn't survive without apps. Windows IoT. A secure, tiny Windows variant for robots, sensors, kiosks, and Raspberry Pi projects. Windows POS Ready. A hardened Windows version powering cash registers, kiosks, ATMs, and checkout machines. Windows Embedded Automotive. Microsoft's in-car OS used by Ford and others before Android Auto and CarPlay took over. Windows Embedded Standard. A customizable Windows for medical devices, airport systems, and industrial machines. Cancelled Windows versions. Windows Neptune. Microsoft's first attempt at a consumer NT-based Windows, cancelled and merged into XP. Windows Odyssey. A planned advanced NT update for power users that was abandoned and folded into the XP project. Windows Longhorn. An ambitious experimental OS that collapsed under its own complexity and was rebuilt from scratch into Windows Vista. Windows Blackcomb, Vienna. Early futuristic concepts that evolved into the foundation for what became Windows 7. And those were every Windows version ever made, each in its own rapid-fire microsection. If you want full deep dives into any specific version, like every feature in XP or the downfall of Windows Phone, tell me in the comments.